Hi, my name is Spencer and I'm going to talk about Seattle, Washington. Did you know Seattle is the largest city in the state of Washington and also the Pacific Northwest region today? The first settlement in Seattle was formed in 1851, and in the early decades of being founded, they relied on the timber industry to sustain themselves through shipping logs to San Francisco. Over the next few decades, the small town developed rapidly into a small city. The biggest early boom period for Seattle was during the Klondike Gold Rush. Seattle became a supply center and jumping off point for getting to and from Alaska and the gold fields of the Yukon. In 1889, in what's today known as the Great Seattle Fire, the entire central business district burned down, causing 116 acres to be burned to ash. Today, the population of Seattle sits around 3.98 million people, with a land area of 83.9 square miles. It's the northernmost city in the U.S. with at least 500,000 people. The city sits on several hills with Elliott Bay and the Olympic Mountains and Olympic Peninsula to the west, and the Cascade Mountain Range sitting to the east of the city. Olympic National Park in the Olympic Peninsula covers over 1 million acres. The park protects a vast wilderness, thousands of years of human history, and several distinctly different ecosystems, including glacier-capped mountains, old-growth temperate rainforests, and over 70 miles of wild coastline, according to the National Park Service website for Olympic National Park. In the eastern Cascade Mountain Range sits Mount Rainier at 14,411 feet, an active stratovolcano, meaning it's a volcano that's built up on alternate layers of lava and ash that last erupted in 1894. Mount Rainier is the most glaciated peak in the contiguous U.S., spawning 5 major rivers. Subalpine wildflower meadows ring the icy volcano, while ancient forests cloak Mount Rainier's lower slopes, according to the National Park Service website for Mount Rainier. Seattle is home to a wider variety of professional sports teams in this. The Seattle Seahawks in the NFL, Mariners in Major League Baseball, Sounders FC for Major League Soccer, Seattle Dragons of XFL, which just began play this year, the WNBA Storm, and the Seawolves of Major League Rugby, with a new National Hockey League franchise arriving in 2021. The University of Washington sits just north of downtown Seattle. The UW is one of the best universities in the world, ranking number 10 globally and number 2 in the United States. Public University is ranked by U.S. News and World Report. The University of Washington has been home to 7 Nobel Prize winners and has 21 graduate programs ranked in the top 5 for their field. 48,000 students attend UW. Some quick facts about Seattle. Starbucks originated there. The original Starbucks opened in Pike's Place Market, one of the oldest farmers markets in the United States and oldest still running. The Boeing company who produces the planes that you fly on was started in Seattle. Seattle's iconic Space Needle was built in 1962 for Seattle's World Fair. The bridge that connects Seattle and Medina across Lake Washington is the world's longest floating bridge. Seattle is ranked the most literate city in the country, with the highest percentage of residents holding a college degree or higher. Despite being known as a rainy city, the annual rainfall is actually less than Houston, Chicago, and New York City. And this is a picture of Olympic National Park.
Bring it up here, Spence.
Very pretty.
This is
Kind of
another one.
mossy.
Cool.
Nice. Oh, that's pretty.
That's super cool.
And that's Mount Rainier in the spring.
Nice.
And that's the Seattle Seahawks football stadium.
Huh.
And that's downtown Seattle, Mount Rainier in the back.
Space
Nice.
Needle.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Cool.
I hope you've learned more about Seattle and are more excited to go visit it.
We're going.